Good day, students. Welcome to another episode on Schoolonair. I'll be your instructor for basic science. Today, we'll be talking about resources from living things. At the end of this episode, you should be able to, number one, explain what living things are. Number two, state the resources that can be gotten from plants. Number three, state the resources that can be gotten from animals. Number four, explain the economic importance of resources from plants and animals. Yes. So, first of all, what are living things? Living things are things that have life because they can move, respire, feed, grow, excrete, and reproduce. So when we say living things, plants and animals are living things because they can do all this. So plants and animals can move, respire, feed, grow, excrete, and reproduce. So what do we mean by movement, respiration, feeding, growth, excretion, and reproduction? Plants and animals can move. Plants can move passively when, for example, when wind is blowing the leaves of the trees. So plants can move passively, while animals can move actively from one place to another. That is, they can move with their limbs, for example, in humans. So plants and animals can move from one place to another. Another attribute that plants and animals, that is living things, can do is that they can respire. Respiration is the breaking down of food substances into smaller ones in order to produce energy. So plants and animals respire. So that is, plants and animals take in food and they break them down to make energy. Plants make their food in the process called photosynthesis. So they can produce energy by the process of respiration for all the life processes they carry out. So animals also, they respire by taking in oxygen and respiring out CO2. So another attribute that plants and animals undergo is that they feed. Plants use the process of photosynthesis to make their food, while animals use the food produced from the plants to make their own food. So plants use photosynthesis while animals will feed on plants. So plants and animals, they undergo the attribute of a living thing, which is feeding. Another attribute that plants and animals undergo is growth. Plants also grow from little seed to a big tree. So plants grow from a little seed to a big tree, or depending on the type of growth they undergo. So plants grow. Animals too, they grow. Animals, for example, living human beings, you can grow from a baby to an adult. So the process of growing from a baby or a small organism to an adult organism or a human being is growth. So plants and animals undergo growth. Excretion, which is plants and animals excrete. So plants also excrete while animals also excrete. So passing out of urine, for example, is a form of excretion. Excretion is the release of metabolic waste or waste of metabolism outside of the body. So plants and animals release waste of metabolism out of their body. Plants and animals also, they reproduce. Plants and animals reproduce. That is, reproduction is the coming together of two parents or two organisms to produce an offspring. So plants and animals, they come together to produce offspring. For example, plants can reproduce using the process that we call pollination. So plants can reproduce using